Hey everyone, welcome to Teachers Love You Do live show. I hope you're feeling great today. I can see in the chat that some amazing educators have already joined us. And today we're talking about connecting worlds on Gather Town. Please do share in the Q&A box. Have you ever tried Gather Town in your teaching process? If so, drop your excitement or what you like the most when you use it. Okay, today we have amazing guest speakers, Athalo Carrão and Stormy Daniels, and I'm just so close to invite them to this live show. But before we dive in, please do share from which part of the world you're tuning from, what is your teaching role, and on this positive alumni note, I'm inviting Stormy Daniels, welcome, and also Athalo Carrão, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm super excited, guys, because I've seen what you've done already on Gather Town, and it's incredible. So we're super excited to learn from you, and please do give yourself a brief introduction, who you are, what is your teaching role, and anything that you would love to highlight about yourself.
Okay,
Any-
so I'm, my name is Stormy Daniels, and I'm an educator in El Paso, Texas, in the United States. And I'm happy to play with you today in our virtual worlds.
Yay! Just one reaction.
Ooh.
Thank you, Stormy. Atalo, the
Yeah,
floor is
I'm
yours.
Athalo Carrão from Belo Horizonte in Brazil, Minas Gerais. I've been teaching English as a foreign language in a studio.
Wow, incredible. You're an amazing teacher. I visited your lessons and what you've created on Gather Town, that's blew me away for sure. Okay, so today, can you give us our a brief agenda? Okay, so what you're going to share, and we can't wait to hear from you. So, Stormy, you've got students today.
Yes, I do have my students. They will not be on camera today, but they are here. Say hello, Tigers.
Yeah,
So they are
hi.
here. They're learning about student created worlds because they want to create their own worlds. And I'm just going to show from the teacher perspective how we can create immersive environments for our students, even if we're face to face, to make learning more engaging and to bring education into the future. The future is now. Happy to be here.
Wow.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Stormy. That sounds really inspiring. Fantastic. Atala,
Yeah, and
go
I'm
ahead.
going to show one of the worlds that I've created together along my students and how I use them in the English teaching classroom
Wow.
online.
So I can't wait. So I think it's high time to start. And before we dive in, I'm going to look through the chat. Just want to give a shout out to some amazing people who already joined us. And yay, hello, Global English School.
That's
Atala,
me.
yeah, yeah. So thanks so much for joining. I'm going to add your comments and I'm going to put them onto the screen. Please keep sharing from which part of the world you're tuning in, and also have you used GatherTown or not. And if you've got any questions, drop them in the Q&A box. So I think we can dive in right now. So Atala, would you like to start sharing your screen? Stormy, we'll see you soon. Yay.
Yeah, so I'm going to share the how to get the grips with this Gather Town website. So
Yeah.
basically, it's very simple. You just go to gather.town.
Mhm.
That's the website. Can you see my screen already? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Then you
It's
don't
on.
even have to sign in to create register yourself. You just link to your email address, your profile. So every time you get into this gather.town, you're going to receive a code by email, and then you can join. And these are some of the spaces I've been or created before. A Malaysian virtual escape room, which is a very nice idea as well. And
Wow.
global is where I created my little virtual school after the pandemic started. So I'm going to try.
This is fantastic idea. So when we suddenly got to hybrid way of learning, right, like distant way, online, blended, there are so many names for this. So you have created your virtual classroom, your virtual school, right?
Yes, that's right. That's the point. So here's the front yard, which the students they arrive here so they can talk to the ducks or bring their dogs if they want to. And basically, together is a proximity based software, video conferencing software. So that means that if you are close to me in that space, if the avatars are close, you can see and talk to each other. So that's the idea. And if you are far, you can't see and talk to another person. So it's
So
uh,
clever.
yeah.
So it's like Zoom, but it's like super
Mhm.
intelligence thing. I don't know.
Yes, you can zoom in, zoom out, see more details with your mouse uh, hovering. So here I have the school, the reception, some of the tutoring classes. There is also an auditorium here. My principal office is here. I
Wow.
wanted to show you is the classroom. We have 3 classrooms. So this is basically much better than the classrooms that I had before, the physical facilities I had at school.
Yeah, I
Because
got it.
I can make this as big as I want to, as large as I want to. So it's very nice. And each table, each desk here is a different kind of breakout room. So if the students are seated here, they can only see and hear the other people in the same area, the same private room. So here I can have 5 desks, so 5 tables and 5 different breakout rooms in which the students can interact and work in groups. And if I step here on the platform, I'm going to be on the spotlight. So everybody in the class, all the students, are going
Mhm.
to hear and see me, but I'm not going to see and hear them because they are in different private rooms, which can be very
Wow.
nice because you can uh, make announcements and tell them what to do without listening to everybody.
Fantastic. Fantastic. And
Mhm,
wow,
go ahead.
I saw the names for your room, like Apple Room or something. I don't know. I'm so curious. Why have you made up this Apple Room? Yeah.
It's just
Why?
because of the decoration, just to make it easy for
Ah.
my students to join the room. So let's go to
Uh-huh.
the upper room. Let's go to the sky room. And the mystery room is a special room created for the mystery uh, location games. So here there is a line dividing the 2 teams, and here there is a private room and a spotlight area in which you can use to ask the questions back and forth, like the 20 questions game.
Wow.
You can create whatever you want to here. How have I used this kind of tool for my students' interaction? We have used these tutoring rooms and classrooms for tutoring classes. So they instead of opening a
Hmm.
Zoom
Yeah.
rooms for each tutoring class, what I have sometimes is office hours here. So I
Hmm.
come here and I let myself available for the students. They know the times I'm going to be here, and they don't have to schedule a time for solving their questions. They can come here and find me or another teacher and talk to me or them. But something else that was very interesting here is the mall. Well, basically, I created Louisa, my niece, and I have created this
Love
world.
this part. Yeah.
Yeah. And we created the mall. Basically, what we created were the floors and the different stores. And then we let the stores open and empty for the students to decorate. That was the idea. The students could personalize their own stores because we were studying about selling and buying stuff, clothing, and coffee shops, and how to buy things in English. And each student or each pair of students created their own store and decorated themselves. So
And this is the lesson that this lesson, exactly this lesson I visited, right? So where
yes,
students have invited, they invited me to their shops. They were asking me questions as a language in the context, and
that's
brilliant.
the idea. They can personalize the store, so it's going to be emotionally close to them. They are going to like to participate. There is another kind of mall here because I have different classes. So I think this one is the one you came to. So they basically I give the floor and they can do whatever they want inside this space. I give one store like this to each pair of students, and they can practice beforehand and then practice their English here, especially if you invite foreign teachers like
Yeah,
Amazing,
it
Anna.
was so much fun. Myself, I had so much fun talking to them, chatting with other teachers, students. It's incredible practice and brilliant idea. I have never seen anything like this, only at your lesson.
That's very nice. Thank you very much. To build this stuff is very easy. You can build here. You can include more objects here using the build tool, the
Mhm, that's
little
well
hammer
because
here.
Attila, can I just I want to read out
Sure, sure.
this comment from Olga. Olga, hi, by the way, thanks for joining. The speaker is not only a teacher but a programmer as well. What can you say that it's really easy? It's not like that you need to
Yeah,
be
it's not.
IT
No, I
from.
wish I had this ability, but I don't know. Ah, everything is already done. You just let me open the map maker.
Yeah, can you
You're going
showcase
to,
anything? That's that's really
yeah.
easy to do.
I wish I was a programmer. I would be richer. But basically,
Me too.
you have yeah, you have a place like this with a lot of little squares, and then you can build anything from here. So you can pick the objects and the floors and the tiles, the walls. So you don't really have to do any programming. It's very easy. You just have to pick from the objects selector and choose. For example, I want a new tree. So I'm going to, yeah, I want this bonsai tree. And then you just select. And here is also where you can embed outside links, external links for anything else. So, and then you choose where to put the bonsai tree and just click. So it's very easy.
Yeah, it looks like this.
Yes. You
Hmm.
just need a little architecture or styling kind of designing thing, but not a programmer at all. Oh,
Fantastic.
about security. I would like to talk about
Oh yeah,
security,
yeah,
safety.
please.
You can manage the space. So how can you manage the space? There is a dashboard. It's not paid. Oh, it's free. Up to
Wait,
25 people. Yes, I'm sorry. Mhm.
because I was shocked that everything that you have created was for free. It is for free.
Yes,
You,
it
you
is. I
you're
have never
using
paid anything. Mhm.
free account. Free account.
Free account. My account is completely free here and for the students as well. Why? Because you can use up to 25 people
Uh-huh.
interacting at the same time simultaneously. So what happens is I only have small groups of students. The maximum is 10. So if I have 10 students and 10 guests, it's 20 plus me and another teacher, 22. So we
Hmm.
never go out of the
Over the
limit
limits,
25.
right?
Yes,
Hmm.
over the 25 limit. So it's very easy. But if you want a bigger event, you can pay $3 per user per day, or
It's
you
not
can
that
have a month.
much. Hmm.
Yes, if you have a big event like a graduation party or something, it's very nice.
Amazing idea. I love it.
Yes. So you can set user roles and you can have some moderators. You can have some
Other teachers, like, yeah, you can
builders.
invite.
Yes.
Hmm.
Admin, you can invite other teachers. And the moderator, for example, they can kick people out from the space. They can block people.
Yeah,
So
sometimes we need it.
yes. And you can
Uh-huh.
also set up a password. So if you want to give a special password only for your students, you can also protect this space like this and require a login or not. So there is a reasonable amount of safety you can use to protect the space and the students. You can enable the global build or not. For example, if you access my gather, this space now, you're
Uh-huh.
not going to see this hammer because I have disabled the global build
Oh,
because I'm sharing the
nice.
link. So I don't want people to
Yeah.
vandalize my.
Yeah.
So I just enable or disable whenever I want to. So it's the time for the students to build. I enable. Now the students have created the stores. I'm inviting guests,
Mhm.
uh, maybe their friends, and I want to disable the build, the hammer here. So I just do that.
That's very clever. I love the settings. The settings. There's a question from Miguel. Hi, Miguel. How did you put panda? I guess you know there is a beautiful
Good question. I knew
carpet.
everybody
And
loves panda.
when I was a part of your lesson, like I was invited, I also asked the same question about panda because I love this so much. Okay, so
Yes.
it's on the
Not
screen.
only the panda, see, you can, if you press X, you are going to see pictures. You're going to see many things. So how can you do that? you can actually include here any picture.
Mm-hmm.
For example, you you use the build tool, upload image, and then you can choose any image from your computer. Let's say I want to
Oops.
upload this, yes, this photo. This is a nice photo from my student in South Africa in an
Wow.
exchange program.
Fantastic.
So a single tile is 32 to 32 pixels. So this is going to be a huge picture here, but there is no problem. And then I can just uh, put a name to the picture here,
It's
create and
really
select.
easy. It's really easy. I love it.
It's going to be a huge image because it's much bigger than 32 per 32.
Oh,
But
okay.
here's the picture. You can include any picture you'd like to. And then you can, I'm going to try to erase it. Yes, see? And you can erase. So it's
Yeah.
very simple. And you can also add links or pictures to any object. So for example, this is the banner or
Oh, I love
the,
this one.
the name of the stationery shop. So how can you do this? You can upload a picture inside any of these objects. So
Oh,
when you include an object, you can open the object picker, choose an object, for example, a cooked turkey, and then you can embed a website, or you can embed a picture. You can choose any picture from your computer, and you
wow.
can embed a video. So you can embed many things in each object, any object you would like to,
Video in onto the
including video.
object.
Uh-huh. YouTube videos, for example, you just
That's,
put the
I love
link
YouTube.
there, and it's going to play automatically when the student comes close to that object and,
Hmm.
and plays X. For example, here I have to play, see, press X to interact.
That's that's fantastic. So here's the answer to this question. And also, you have already covered this. What skill does one need to have be able to create something like that? You see it, how easy it is. So Athalo just illustrated, just showcase how
Yes.
easy it is. It's
I'm not that clever. I am very dumb myself. So if I did it, anybody can do it.
that's amazing. That's fantastic. So, Athalo, have you just showcase everything that you wanted
Yeah, I
with them
didn't show
all?
the airport and the graduation party part, but I don't know if you'd like me to do that.
Please do that. I'm sure that everyone is
Okay,
excited. So please
let's move
showcase it.
around.
We can't wait.
You
Yikes.
just have to walk there. I'm sorry. Oh, these are different spaces. Oh, I'm not sharing. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
See,
One sec.
in the map maker, you can create many different rooms, and then you can connect each room using portals. So what I'm going to do here is go from one room to the other using a portal. The portal I created here at the right side, and I'm going to go back to another room, which is the front yard. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, the front yard is one room, and that place, the Dubai Mall, is another one. So you can make the portals from the map maker. So I'm going to show you the graduation hall or the ballroom
Oh,
with the
there's so many
limos.
details. It was really clever
Yes,
from you to start it when the COVID started, pandemic situation,
yes,
because
it was in the beginning.
we all started to create our virtual classrooms on Google Slide, PPT, wherever,
Mhm.
Canva, but Gather Town, this is the best because you can upload so many, little details,
Yes.
and it's
And
like
it is a
metaverse.
video conferencing tool, so you can see each other here and you
Mm-hmm.
can interact and give freedom for the students to choose where and who they are going to talk to. So
Breakout
that's,
rooms again, yeah, and it's
yes. See, these
ah,
limos were put here the same way the panda was. So it's a picture with
mm-hmm.
a transparent background, and you can just upload it here at the right size. In the beginning, you don't know the size, but you have to resize the picture so it's in the right size here. So this is the ballroom with the tables for the families. Because I have a class, a group of students graduating from the course in
Wow,
the beginning of the pandemic, so I didn't want to miss that opportunity to have a party with them. See, a
fantastic.
dancing room. You can play music here too. There is a piano. You can play songs in the piano. Yeah, many things. And here there is the platform in which the students gave their speeches to their families. This was very nice.
This is amazing. I'm speechless. I have no words.
Yes, and then the airport. I don't know if the airport is already here, but we are great because I want to teach travel English to a specific class. We are going to
Mm-hmm.
the UK next year,
Really?
and
Wow.
yeah, with some students, not
When?
virtually, in person. In May, we should
In
meet
May.
there. So yeah,
Okay,
somehow
so
it
yeah.
would be very nice. And then the airport is not here yet. See, the portal is not working, but we do have an. Let me see if it's here.
So about portals, so to connect, you can connect worlds, and you
Yes.
create special portals. Like, yeah,
See,
you
this
create it.
this
Mhm.
these blue tiles are the portal. So when I create here portal, it
Mhm.
asks me, oh, here is the portal. So here is where the person is going to go through and where the person is going to come. So I can choose to another room in my world or to another space. For example, Miss Daniels' space. I can also
Yeah.
do that or anywhere else. Even a Zoom classroom, a Zoom room. I can make
Wow.
this portal link to a Zoom classroom.
Atalo, there is a question, but it's totally up to you. Can people join your like space right now?
Oh yes, yes. The link. I
Yeah.
think.
Where would you like
Can
to
you
share
share?
the link?
You
Where
can
is
share
it?
the link. It's in the Wakelet.
Oh, let me then just share the resource collection right now. Okay, so I'm going to start
Okay.
sharing. Uh,
It's interesting. I'm going to stay here for a while, so even after this live session, if you want to, you can come and talk to the teachers or to myself. It's going to be very nice. You can see me
Fantastic.
here.
Wait, I've lost all these links. Oh my god. Yeah,
Oh, I
it's
can.
live.
Okay.
There is another great question from Fernando sobre about the languages. So one sec. No, no, not this link. Just sharing one. We've got the feedback collection. I'm sorry, I have forgotten to mention this. We always have resource collection for you from our amazing speakers. And gosh, that's it's really slow. I can't copy the link. Okay, one second. I'm doing this.
Would you
Yeah,
like
yeah.
me to put the link somewhere?
Oh, if you want, but I think I just done it. Let me
Ah,
try it out. I think I've shared.
no.
Please check it out. Yeah, I've shared, and in the collection, where do people need to go? If you can, Atul, you can also share it in private chat or wherever you want to. So
Okay.
because there's the link I've shared to the resource collection where you can find the link to the world that you have created. And can you help me out? What is the name of the world so I can find it in the collection? But it's a little bit slow from my side. I need to refresh.
It's global world, I guess. I don't know if there is any specific
Mhm.
name. I just
Okay.
put it here in the YouTube chat as well because
Oh,
anybody
perfect.
can
Thank
come.
you.
It's
Uh-huh.
not a problem.
Have you already shared?
It's-
Okay, so there is another good question. Yeah, good question. Hmm. So I'm going to ask another one then. Okay, you can come and meet us here. I don't see the link. Down, down. Probably it's forbidden. Sometimes in live chats, only like who is running the chat is able to do that. Okay, give me one sec. I just want to highlight the question from Fernando. How do you present the language you want your students to use for the interactive activities?
the language. So,
Yeah,
language acquisitions. That's my favorite kind of question. That's
perfect.
what I studied for actually. So basically, it's very simple. It's just the way you teach the students. Uh, First, before I tell them we are going to do this kind of special activity with foreigner people, foreigner special guests,
Yeah.
I just practice little dialogues about shopping. So, just how do you
Hmm.
greet a salesperson? How can you be a salesperson? What do you ask? How can you raise interest in your product? And you, as a customer, what questions do you like to ask? The quality, the price. So we just create a little list of questions and answers. We can use expressions we can use for a shopping vocabulary, for example.
Mm-hmm.
And then we study some sample dialogues, some models. And then after that, we start challenging different groups within the classroom. So, for example, set up pairs or groups of students to create their own dialogues and to be the salesperson or to be the customer, the client, and
Mm-hmm.
then they start feeling like role playing or acting out that kind of language. After that, I tell them that we have this kind of world, these shopping malls that they can use, they can decorate, they can create their own stores to be the salespeople. Why do I like everybody, all the students, to be salespeople and not clients? Because
Mm-hmm.
it's much harder. So
Yes.
they have to study
Yes.
much more to sell
Then
than
provide, yeah.
to
Mm-hmm.
buy.
Ask
Yes, they have.
questions,
Mhm. They do
react.
not only have to understand the clients, the guests' questions, but also to provide interesting information so the guests, the clients want to buy from them. So
And
that's how.
react depends on the, to the
Yes. And
request.
they are not intermediate or advanced students. I do that with my basic students. So sometimes it's difficult. It's
There were
hard because
basic students with whom we had
basic.
this
hmm
interaction.
hmm
Oh my god,
So
they
it's
were
just
amazing.
they have been studying like for 6 or 7 months,
Hmm.
and they freak out in the beginning. But since I'm
Hmm.
there and calming them and tranquilizing them and helping, or some other teachers are also helping them, and they are in pairs, so it's not too overwhelming, and they can do that. It's if it's in the intermediate or advanced level, it's going to be even better. But even with basic students, you can do that.
So I guess you have answered also on this question. What type of interaction activities can you elaborate? Right?
Probably, yeah. You can use within your school with for example, something I always do is before having special guests from different countries, I invite different students from different classes, different groups from my
Wow.
school to be the clients,
Uh-huh.
so they kind of rehearse before the session. So you can use different groups, different classes. You can use the students in one class, so it depends on what you want and how many students you have per class, because the limit for the free version is 25.
Amazing work you do. It's like I didn't know that, you just come and visit the shops, but how much time you spend and your students they spend to
Preparing.
creating and preparing, and how valuable it is like for them, to represent themselves, their shops, and they will
Yeah.
remember this like forever. It's
Yes,
amazing.
it's a remarkable experience. That's the point. They are shaking in the beginning, and
Yeah.
I like to do that like for 1 hour,
Hmm.
and I invite like different foreign special guests for 30 minutes. So they change. They visit different stores, for example, and then as the time goes by, as they speak to different people, they
Hmm.
become more confident
Yeah,
and they relax, and in the end they are speaking.
on
Of course,
different
it's not
topics.
not
We switched.
magic.
We switched.
Yes, you switch, you talk about anything, you talk about
Cultural
family,
things.
pets,
Yeah, yeah,
cultural
it's awesome.
things,
My
and
favorite part.
they go out of this kind of session believing they can use English, not only study about English, but use English like in a social interaction.
Natural English, natural,
Yes.
yeah,
Mhm.
natural. So yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree. That is amazing. Absolutely agree. And about the link, I couldn't find it in the collection. I found it like how to register, log in, sign up on gather.town. Athalo, could you send me this? Maybe I'm going to invite Stormy, I think, very shortly, in a very short time. And there's another comment from Fernando. So you have in your virtual school. Athalo, you can see the comment while we're reading it aloud. Okay, three environments. Mm-hmm.
Bakery
Let's
store,
suppose.
drugstore. Uh-huh. Yeah, let's suppose that the language focus is going shopping. How can the teacher interact? Oh, we usually have two teachers at the same time, at least two.
Yeah, you
One a
see.
teacher and a helper,
Yeah.
a co-teacher, so they can greet the guests, because sometimes the teachers from, or the special guests from different countries, they also don't know how to move around, so we
Yeah.
also
At the
give
very
that
beginning
kind
was
of
like,
help. Yes, what's happening here, what kind of
yeah.
world is that? Yes. Oh, and you can use the cell phone too. To walk around using the cell phone, you just double click where you want to go.
Uh-huh.
And to use the computer is easier, because then you just use the arrows from the keyboard. But
Mm-hmm.
basically, I just go in and out of all the stores and rely on my students. I don't really, I'm not really scared or afraid of what the students can accomplish. So I just let them handle the situation by themselves. So I just come in and out of the stores, but I don't stay there the whole time. So the students, they have to feel that I'm not there like 100% of the times to help them to interact. So they have to create emotional resources
It's
and
amazing.
and language resources to interact.
Yeah, social emotional learning. That's the
Yeah.
most impactful thing. I'm sure. And your students, they look really confident, like confident. That's a great
Yes.
work that have been
Oh,
has been done. Yeah.
yes, because there is a teacher that works with me, Olivia. She always
Oh,
says,
shout out to Olivia.
yeah, Olivia. She always says something very important about this confidence. Fake it until you make it. So
Ooh,
that's
I
what we
love
tell the
this.
students.
Cool. I'm going to, to note it down. I'm going to watch
Yeah,
it as always. I'm going to
really
note it
nice.
down. There's another question. Just 1 second. Um, so, do you do extra education content apart from the meetings? Like, you mean what kind of content in Gather Town?
Extra
Hmm.
education. Oh, I have never used for that, but we can do.
There's so many options. You just highlighted that you can even invite parents and do this. Like meetup
Yeah.
thing, like uh, prompts you mentioned also, right? So this kind of
Oh, I
ideas.
also do the teachers meeting here because I'm the head teacher. So we have the teachers meeting on Gather as well,
Mm-hmm.
which is very nice because then all the teachers from the school, they are going
Good
to be
questions.
familiar with the tool.
Yeah, that actually anything that you would like to transfer from your like offline space to virtual one. I think Gather Town is amazing because we always mention some tools like Microsoft Teams for hybrid learning. I mean, what else? Nearpod. What are the most popular ones? I forgot. But Gather
Yeah.
Town, I think this is something that can be taken and should be taken for sure if you switch from one to back and forth with these pandemic situations. So Gather Town. Free account. It's wow. That's phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm
Athalo, you're
amazed.
amazing, and everything that you shared. Please don't leave. But I'm
Okay, I'm
going to
going to
invite
stay here.
Stormy.
Yeah. But thank you very
I
much for the invitation, and I'm just learning as well. So let's learn together.
so yeah, there are so many. Yeah. Anyway, just one more highlight. I mean, as you can put any image and link, you could create an educated
Yes.
escape room.
Escape room.
Absolutely, breakout rooms, escape. This one, yeah,
Yes,
that's really
you
nice
can
idea.
even use language to challenge the students, giving tips for how to go out of that space. Where's the portal? You can hide the portals because
Hide.
there is no, yes, because the portals are the blue tiles, but the students, they don't see the blue tiles. So you can put the
Ah.
portal in a plant, in a little flower, for example,
Mhm.
or any picture, and then you can give tips. So where's the portal to the next phase, to the next room? And then you can create the escape room.
I love this idea so much. It's like um I forgot the name of the app. It's like virtual excursion or something, and it's like, yeah,
Yes,
escape room,
scavenger,
but
scavenger hunt.
scavenger. Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
that's fun. That's fun. Oh, I love this idea. I'm going to rewatch it many times for sure. And I want to create things on Gather Town because it's incredible. And you shared these brilliant ideas. So for now, I'm going to invite Stormy. And thanks a lot, Atwood. Please don't leave this
Thanks, I'm
like
going to be
space.
here.
Yeah. So Stormy, hello. Yeah. Just try to unmute yourself.
Okay.
Oh, I
Hello.
can hear you well. Yay.
Hello. I'm
Hello.
excited to be
Hello.
back.
Yeah, we're excited. you join us, and we can't wait to learn from you, to hear from you. And yeah, so just kind of metaverse. I think Olga, you mean kind of metaverse for free? Yes,
Yes,
metaverse.
and that's what I'm going to show you right now. I had
Yes,
so
I
many
can't wait.
answers. So that was amazing. And I have visited his shops as well. And that's what gave me the idea that perhaps my students could create it, right? I might
Wow.
not be able to, but they probably can. So that's what I'm going to show you. Not really them creating, but me creating learning environments for them. So I believe that Anna shared a Wakelet collection with you that
Resource
has all the
collection.
resources.
Sorry, one sec. If you're watching us on Facebook, please do join the YouTube link that I've attached, to in our group announcement, and you can see the Q&A box in YouTube, and you can find the resource link. Okay, so just go there. Yeah. So, do you want me to share once again, probably with this resource collection?
Yes, with the resource link, please. And within that resource link, I have created, well, taken out all of my students' work from our classroom setting, virtual metaverse classroom, whatever you want to call it.
Wow.
And there's some other little hidden secrets in there that the students have left for you, little Easter eggs.
Oh,
So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Is that okay?
sure, sure. Yeah,
All right.
absolutely.
And then I have to remember to. All right. So this is the Wakelet collection that she shared the resources. Our sample learning space is this Tiger Path to Mastery. That's right here. You can also join this board right here, this Wakelet collaboration board. If you have ideas for learning, if you have more questions, if you have, if you've created a space yourself, then we can connect there, and you can put your ideas into the world. So that space you're going to find in the world. If you go into the space, and I might not be standing there anymore, but you look at the little boards on the wall. That's one of the things embedded into the world, and that is a simple Wakelet collection and show. So we're going to go into the world now.
Stormy, while you're diving in, before you dive in, actually, please don't forget to grab and capture your favorite highlights from the session, because it's going to be a recorded version. If you're watching us in the recorded version, hi everyone, thanks for watching. Anyway, please do share your highlights on socials. Don't forget to tag Athalo, Stormy, and you can see there's the running line, so you can see our handles on Twitter. You can find the same handle of mine on Instagram. I'm going to collect all of your beautiful feedbacks to our feedback collection. I'm going to share this feedback collection. You can add your highlights to that collection. Anyway, don't forget to give a shout out to our amazing speakers and post your wows and hows on socials, Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. Don't be shy. Yeah, it will be a great thank you, and we appreciate your learning.
Okay, thank you, Anna. So I just want to give a shout out to any Ed 3 educators in here. I saw Dr. Michael Harvey earlier.
Yay, from New Zealand.
If you don't know about Ed 3 educators, that's where the future's going. So join us. But that's linked to there is in this world as well. So can you see my screen?
1 second. 1 sec. Here we go. Yeah, it's on.
All right. So this is the virtual classroom space that I'm currently walking around in right now. And like our friend shared with us, you can zoom in and zoom out to see things better. So if your students were in this world, you could zoom out to see, get a better grasp of where people are, kind of. Like he mentioned, if you click X, you can interact with objects. And then it will pop up that object, and anybody standing near me will see this object that I'm looking at, or anybody at the table I'm at will see this object. And so you see me, or over there, wherever I'm at in the meeting. And so all of the participants will be up here with me, and we'll be looking at this together, right? And so this is something my students left you inside. And this is just a simple book creator.
I remember this one.
When you published book creator.
Yeah, amazing.
And then you just copy the link to your published stories. So that's how easy it is. And because teachers don't have time to always go in and update our worlds, all we have to do is update the links. So if I created a blank book that I want my students to create, but I want to showcase it in the world, I could go ahead and have them creating it kind of behind the scenes, right? In Book Creator. And then it's automatically going to populate and update. And so that's kind of my little hack for everything, is make it embeddable so it stays live.
So is this your Christmas tree that you mentioned? We have got even a Christmas tree which is interactive one.
Yes, see, there's an interactive Christmas tree. And like he shared before, I could have put any link there, right? And so as you walk through this world, you're going to see many links. One point I have is Wakelet Works. So the reason I became such an avid fan of Wakelet in general is because during the remote teaching, not everything always worked unless you put it into a Wakelet, and then it always works. So I had a lot of YouTube videos, my teaching videos, embedded into my students' classrooms, and sometimes they would work and sometimes they wouldn't work. Well, there's an answer for that. Let me interact with this little book. If it's in a Wakelet, it will work. So you see, this is one of my science challenges for my students. And you see they level up. We're really, really game-based to include virtual
Stormy,
world.
we need to make a webinar on Wakelet. I'm just keeping this in my mind again. So to update, our meeting.
Always.
So next time
and so if I push play right here, I'm not sure if you'll hear it, because I might
Hello,
not
friends,
share sound.
and welcome to
can,
your
we
Matter
can.
Matters unit.
Yeah, we can.
Right.
In this
and that's just
short
a little walkthrough
video
to my
that you can
students
come back to
of their
anytime if you
challenge.
need help.
But once again, if my students are in their little group and they're in the world together in GatherTown in their little learning space, just like in the classroom we have little teams. Well, it's the same thing in Wakelet. If they were sitting at one of those collaborative tables, that you'll notice when you walk through, you're going to sit with who's there. If one person shares or opens that book, activates the book, the whole team is talking about this challenge. Okay, we have to do this first. And then if they click on the links, it's live. And so they can discuss it. And it's kind of the same thing. They could just go to Wakelet on their iPads and go to it. But this is more collaborative. They're looking at one thing. They're on the same screen, even if they're sitting next to each other,
Yeah, that works much better.
And so while I talk, I'm just going to walk around a little. And I invite you into this classroom space. I did not create this space. This space was a template, a classroom template from Gather, and it was free. All I did was embed objects.
Stormy, wait, is there a content library with the free templates?
Yes.
This is my favorite part.
Maybe there's templates. I don't know if there's a content library, so to say.
But okay,
it's not like I can go find a.
Yeah, that's.
There's some templates.
Yeah.
And then there are also, just to give a shout out to the creators, if you go into Gather into the actual space, there's a place where you can hire creators if you were to do that, right? But there are students that learn how to build these spaces who are now monetizing and getting credit for their work and their creativity. And so it's a great way to teach your students how to make money in this current world. Right? So they can design, just like in Roblox. I wasn't aware of this until recently, that students are becoming millionaires by creating content in Roblox.
Really?
Who knew? And they're
you just brought something new to me. I didn't know about that.
Right? Yes, young kids. So here's a bookcase here. If they click on this, then they're going to go to this site that we use quite often in class. And it's going to automatically populate because they've already been there. And so you see, this is something we use in class, but now in GatherTown, I'm in a meeting with my group. If you're in this class with me or in this little table with me, and now I can do my assignments right here with my team.
Wow.
Or they can read the stories of ReadWorks together or anything. So you see, that's just a link. I copied readworks.com and attached it to this item. So I would go to
Stormy, you've invited people to join to this world. Where is the I just love
Okay, so in the Wakelet resources, if they go down to, it is called,
So the link is in the Q&A box on YouTube. So just want to mention
yes.
this.
So in the collection, it is called Tiger Path to Mastery. And then in the description, it says sample learning environment or something like that. Yeah. And so I would love to run into you in the world, but I'm not going to have time to go through all the worlds. But I just want to, can you see my screen now with
the
other game room?
No,
So
I
right
think
now,
the same world with the Christmas tree.
okay, I'm going to share this tab and I see how to do it now.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
So right now my students are playing because I kind of kicked them out of their environment right now because I took their workout and I'm resetting it for the new year. But so they're playing in this game room right now. And you see they have all of their icons up here and they're walking through. And one thing, we started all of this during remote learning, but my students, I don't know why, they're just weird. Yes, you guys are. So I thought, I'll show it to them. And, we create Minecraft all the time. And, we do a lot of virtual things and collaborative things with other people around the world. So I thought, well, they're sitting next to each other. I'll show them gather.town, but they love working in gather.town together on the same work that they do, side by side. To them, they feel like they're going into these labs and they're going into, and they're sitting in the space, even though they're in their classroom. They feel like, I'm going to take a break and go to the playground and in the world. Right. So let me get back to
fantastic.
So I'll come back here and I'll show you. So that's a book. And there are many other items you can embed. And I can embed that one science project in all of the rooms, right? So that book is where I have my science challenge embedded. And I can easily just, drop it in each room. Something really cool is these are the student spaces. So each team has a different number. And so they meet within the space. If I walk into the space, then I can collaborate with them. But maybe I'm tired and I don't want to walk. Okay, my avatar doesn't want to walk anymore. So I can come over to these blocks here, and they are designed, if I could get into there, they are designed. So if I'm standing on tile 1, I can quickly check in with group 1. And then their images will come, if they were in the space, their images will come up and we'll have a little check-in real quick. Hey, what are you guys working on? Da, 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 da. And then I can go to group 2. And you see how quick that is.
Rotation station or something like this, right? What's this?
Absolutely. So yes.
Hybrid learning.
Blended learning. Blended learning model, Caitlin Tucker, yes. So absolutely. So all of that in a virtual environment. And another good thing is if my students are not in school, they can join our world, our classroom anywhere. And technically they're doing the same thing, right?
Amazing.
You guys will go on in a minute. Freeze, because you'll squelch. So we discovered that when we're in gather.town together, it's just like if we're all on Zoom together. And, you got to wear your headphones. But we know that. We're experts, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to close the builder and walk through the rest of the world. So I'm just going to walk through the world and see if anything activates. So I invite you to walk into this classroom. And then think of how you can.
Stormy, could you drop me this link? Because, I can't download
Here's our
this.
magazine we have for you.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can drop you the link to
the direct link, because,
yes.
my internet doesn't allow me to do this, to go to another collection and to find this
I
one.
apologize.
I'm trying. I was really, I really tried. Sorry, guys. Just
okay.
No
No
worries.
worries.
Work for myself.
So, well, that's a good idea. Well, how do I invite someone in? So all I have to do is click on participants, invite,
and share,
and then copy link. And then you can see that I can have it expire in one day. And then after this one day, it would just create a new link for somebody else. That way you can kind of limit the people who are going to visit. Like perhaps if I want to visit the shops, I'm not allowed to go just anytime. So you can limit the access to an extent. Let me I'm sorry, I'm just switching to the screen.
You can send me on Facebook if
Okay,
it's going to.
Control V. So there is a direct link into our school. Please
Is it on
join our
Facebook?
school. As my
Yeah.
students
One
would say.
sec. One sec. I'm going there.
All right,
Wait, my second screen. I need to. Sorry, I'll be in a minute.
it's okay.
Yeah. Where is it? This is fun. Okay, so.
So while she shares that link, I'm going to continue to walk around. And you see, this was another book creator book that they left for you. So anything we had published already public, I felt safe to go ahead and embed. And once again, all I did was share the link from the published book creator. So these objects obviously are not housed in GatherTown. They're housed wherever the content is, either Wakelet or book creator or whatever else it is. But remember, if nothing else works, Wakelet will.
Yeah.
You don't even need fancy embed codes. You don't need iframes, just the regular URL.
Stormy, just want to say to add here that I've shared with the link. So you can go to YouTube if you're watching us again on Facebook. Join the Q&A box on YouTube. You're going to see the link. You can join it, and yeah, let's have a look how it is inside to be inside of the Gather Town.
Yes, and so this room right now that I'm in, I call it the game room. So just like in class, they might have a time where they get to kind of free choice, right? If they did their work. And so they can push X, and these games here that are embedded were embedded in the template. So I didn't have to build this in. These were already embedded. So this game is called Set with Friends. And I think it's a word game where they can play with each other. Each one of these tables, you see a little game on, and there's a fishbowl game. There's a set game again. And then whoever's sitting at that table will play those games. So it doesn't have to be the games that are already in here. If you have a link to a site, you can embed those games as well. So there's a set, and there was a Sudoku, however you say it.
I don't know myself. I'm messing up with this word, like G for GIF, whatever.
Right, GIF. There's also a crossword game here. And, I like the crossword game. I'd like to put my own words in it, the words that they're studying anyways. And then you see they're just little objects on the tables. So if this was your classroom must-do assignments or practice activities, if you embed these in the world and then the students go through the worlds, it's a kind of different experience than just opening up their device and going to their work and doing their work. It's a really different experience. I have attended a couple conferences in these spaces, mainly through K-20 educators and now Ed3 educators, where there's a virtual conference, and just the standing next to somebody on the virtual screen is so much different than in a Zoom call, right? And so it seems like, it's just a Zoom call where you move around. When I hosted, like we hosted an MIE expert playground one day, Mr. Muhammad, Wendy, and I, and it was a 6-hour event where people could just come and go.
Oh my
God. And we got so tired.
I can imagine that.
Just sitting at home in our chairs, but just being in the world, we were so exhausted. So you
6
really
hours.
feel immersed in, these future things, right?
Yeah.
And like my students create in Minecraft all the time. I can't create like they can create. I can just control, right? The teacher just controls the spaces and they create. So I thought, well, they're not going to like this. This is like when I was in school in the 80s. When I was in school in the 80s, this is what our video games look like. Except you could only go like this and like this, right? And you couldn't change it. But to me, that's what it looks like. But to the kids, to have an assignment embedded in here, think of a Google Doc where they're collaborating on, sitting on that table right there, or anywhere, right? Or maybe they have to find stuff. There's clues, right? You could embed a Google form or a Microsoft form and then password protected or OneNote.
There's so many possibilities, endless possibilities.
And then you can like lock it, and then the key to unlock it is the answer to the previous question, right? So you really don't even have to monitor it, and you can do that outside, but it's more fun if it's in the metaverse, right?
Yeah. And there, I
Because
like this comment from Fernando Stormy. So adding elements to an environment I can create using a video recording in order to make the environments more realistic, something like an interactive video game, but with educational purposes. That's
yes. And you can embed
right.
yourself, like I did in that Wakelet. You can embed yourself
Yourself.
into
Uh-huh.
the Wakelet, right? Into the
Yeah.
Wakelet, into the world. Sorry. So if I walk over here to this screen, you see there's a projector there. And
Yeah.
on that projector, you can have it play a video, like a YouTube video or your teacher created video. You could interact with different things. So the students could watch that and it projects it up there. And anybody sitting in these seats would see the content that's being projected.
Mm-hmm. Stormy, there's another question.
Yes.
Can your students see, or can you see students' digital prints in this world, kind of in a table?
Like where they've been, like in like I'm thinking the question is, can I tell if they've been here?
Olga, please explain, like clarify, because yeah, myself a little bit puzzled. Can you see students digital print in this? Like prints, what do you mean by print? Can students create things, or like they can take Google Forms, Microsoft Forms, I guess. Yeah, you can leave like the links, the hyperlinks to them to do certain activities.
And maybe the question is, can I do I have a record of who's visited the site? Like in
Yeah,
Teams, we have
yeah,
a
probably.
insights,
Good
right?
question. Yeah.
What sites they
Agree,
visited.
Fernando. I agree. Yeah, if it's
Yeah, so I'm not sure if behind the scenes in the maybe that's a paid feature. I don't know, but how you could do that is just put a check-in, like different
yes.
check-in points, and that could be a Google Doc, that could be a Flipgrid. Embedded some Flipgrid groups into our MIE expert playground, and they were able to go to that checkpoint, watch a video and leave a response. And that was just a Flipgrid topic that was embedded. So there's many ways you can have your students provide evidence that not only have they've done it, but they've been there, right?
What assignments they completed? Ola, you mean that so the assignments that are left for students in metaverse, so the track of this. Yeah, there is a comment from so Global English School. Yes, you
Yes.
can set up a password for each room if you want to. So this is like it's about the privacy. It's about the reply to this question from Fernando. Can you invite students' privacy? So invade, sorry.
Yes,
You
and
see,
I have added a link to the playlist into one of these big walls. But when I'm live on screen on stress, I tell my students this: your brain can't operate under stress. So somewhere in this world is an example of what it'll look like when you walk up to a wall. Like if I embed a video in the wall, you can also broadcast. So at 9:30, your science lesson starts. And so everybody in the room at 9:30 will get that, whether you're there or not. So you can program it in. And I'm not a computer programmer either. When I say program, I mean add, schedule, and I'm not sure what room it's in.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to everyone who provided such incredible questions. I totally agree with Miguel. So I'm blessed with the audience. Absolutely.
And so when you're creating environments for your students, I'm sorry, when you're creating environments for your students, what you want to think about is step away from the tool, just like any tool. Think of what you want your students to do, and think of like a game board, right? Where do you want them to go? And then all of the rest is later. What are they going to do at checkpoint 3? What are they going to do at checkpoint 4? What are they going to do at checkpoint 5, right?
So plan before create things, right? So start.
Yeah, and just do a little template.
Imagine.
And then when you get into the world, you won't be so overwhelmed. The first
Yeah.
time I did this, I went into the world and I said, I'm going to create this amazing
Uh-huh.
space and I'm going to put this here and this here and this here. And I said, man, this is a mess because there was
Yeah.
no flow. I was just excited. And then when I learned how easy it was to embed just a hyperlink and it goes to
Mhm.
wherever I want them to go, but they're still in the world together, then I got more excited. And then I was like, I think I'm going to delete this world and start over because it would be easier than just making a new one,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
so there's
First plan.
many things you can do, but have a plan of what you want your students to do in any environment, whether it's in your regular classroom, in stations, think of, again, the station rotation model or UDL or whatever it is, but what are they going to do? And like the question said, how are they going to provide evidence of what they did, right? So
Yeah.
get the game plan and then get a template and start embedding. And I guarantee it's easy. You don't have to be a programmer.
Yeah, you don't have to. That's true. That's really easy and it's free. Well, that's what blew me away,
It's
actually.
free. Yes.
It's free
Yes.
till 25. Yeah, there's a limit, of course, but I think it's
So I was
amazing. It's
I was
amazing.
hoping somebody would come into the world, but maybe perhaps I'll leave this world open. It's open for one more day. So if you want to go in later today and just explore, there's a playground here. And this playground, I did not create it. It's pretty clever. It's like a game. You can't touch the walls. It pushes me back every time I touch the walls. So this is a good mental escape for them, even if they're in a virtual environment. There's a game
Yes.
already created
Stormy,
into this.
you have created something. So can you add your like creation to the content library on gather.town, or is there like any library? I've mentioned this, but you know, can people are build so over your creation? Like, can you
Right.
they
So
update, copy things? You know?
so the Gather Town was initially created
Hmm.
for business meetings,
Yeah.
and that's
Oh.
primarily the use. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
there are many, many communities, Ed3 being one of them, who are creating what we need education to be in the future. Um, and so I believe that those content libraries are being built. And then
Hmm.
as soon as we have enough content, they'll be, accessible, if that makes sense. I don't think
Yes.
there's like one place you can go and, hey, I would need to go get a science lab game already created, but you can share with each other. So I can make you a moderator, an admin of my world, and then
Hmm.
it will become yours, if
So
that'll make
and
sense.
okay, but is it possible to copy from your moderator, for instance? Have you ever tried this? So people can
Yes. So
copy your created world or that you've built together, right? So they can
So I will
make
go
a
into
template.
the worlds I have been to. I will show you what my behind the scenes
Mhm.
looks like. Let me make sure I'm
There's the comment from Olga. She says, "Thank you for sharing top secrets." I'm going to invite Athalo soon, and yeah, I'm going to read out some more beautiful comments for you guys. So yeah,
okay. So let me go
yeah,
back to my world.
you
I'm in
just
three
need
worlds right now. So you see my screen. I'm
the
in the
same
world,
with
right? So I'm
the
going to
Christmas
just
tree.
click on the
Yeah.
little grapes and I'm going to
Uh-huh.
go to home. So
Hmm.
this is what your behind the scenes spaces look like. So these are my space, my extra playground, the spaces I have been to before. I can go back to because they're still accessible, but I cannot copy them. One space I can show you that's totally different than mine, that is a different perspective, is this space I learned about at the Ed3 Educators Conference. And I'll just show it to you because I can't share it because it's not my space, but I can join it. And so I can't copy this space, but I can go to it. And so
Wow.
this teacher, obviously a science teacher, let me see if I can zoom out. This science teacher was having his students travel through
Oh my
the,
God.
right? And so they're traveling through a photo, right? And
Atalo,
you
I
see
want to invite you to this.
there's a checkpoint here, go straight, a little hint along the way, right?
Oh my God, that's
So
amazing.
this might give you a better idea of what's possible using just pictures and layers. So this is
Please,
just the
it's high
same
time to
image.
take a screenshot, guys. It's high time to take, this is a highlight for sure for me when I first
So
time
this is not
saw
my world,
seen
the
it.
world, the Ed3 educator that presented GatherTown during the conference. This is how he uses it in his science classroom. And he has, see, I'm stuck in the small intestine. So I can't go that way. So I'm going to have to go this way, right?
Wow.
And then it's
They'll
feeling
wait.
like I'm traveling through. This is what it looks like on the inside. So
Wow.
imagine teaching this level of science, or it could be anything. It could be a river, it could be a farm, it could be anything, right? And it's really the same concept of build that we used in our little cities from the templates. But this, okay, guys, I know it's gross. My class thinks this is gross.
Yes, yes.
This is what's inside them.
That's what's inside you, right? And so this is what's possible with the same exact coding skills. All this is starting with a blank template and putting your picture. And if you want them to walk under it, you just use that layer. And then you have layers in your design.
Mm-hmm.
Layers.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And so it's technically easy as well. If you want to make perhaps a game board like Candyland or Life, or I'm not sure what game boards are called in Russia or Portugal, but we have a game called Life, right? And you move through and you do little activities along the way. I could totally just get a picture of that game board and then embed things along the way of that path. And it's the same experience as that town, right? So this might be an extension room off of a science room. And then maybe they go to their science class. And then maybe they go to their math class and they're doing some trigonometry. Or they go to their reading class and they're, recording a story. So you can have different environments in the same world just by those teleportals that he showed earlier. So, yeah. And then you see there's another one. The first space I ever went into was the K20 City of Learning. And somebody designed this who's a designer, but the concept of embedding those links are exactly the same. So this is the space that we were able to use for our MIE Expert Playground. And
Beautiful.
Anna, I think you were visiting us then too.
No, but you showcased me before we said this live.
Yes,
But you showed me this, and
so
I loved it.
These classrooms you see are even more designed, right?
Mhm,
Same
mhm.
concept, same table, same seating.
Breakout rooms.
A little more design skills than we use, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be this elaborate, but it can be, right? And this is what I want to go and, like you said, find a resource library or a content library for this. And then embed my own things in it. So.
Wow.
Those are just examples. And I just go back to my library, my home, and that's everything I've been to, right? Now, I'm sure I've been to other spaces that aren't here because the people have turned them off, right? These are just still on. And so any spaces you have will be here.
There's a comment from Manuela. She says, like, that one I know. I bet she has visited, this event that you provided based on GatherTown.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, based on GatherTown. And so that was a huge virtual conference that I attended first in GatherTown. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. There's no way we could create this for the classroom. And then I said, can we use the space for our MIE Expert Playground to teach people about being an MIE expert? And, Vriti.
That was a brilliant idea as well.
Ed 3's like, yeah, you can use the space. I'll set it up for you. And she set up all of our links for us. We just gave her the links to our Flipgrids, the links to our Padlets, the links to where we wanted people to collaborate behind the scenes. And she set it all up and we were like, oh my gosh. And she's like, it's easy. And then she taught us how to do it. So it's easy.
Yeah, there's a comment from Fernando. A tool you can use with your class, just like a video listening activity, but using something more interactive. Absolutely agree. Mm-hmm. That's true.
So yes, we can make it as elaborate and, it can look like, those worlds that they're creating in the metaverse, or it doesn't have to be. This is probably more alluring to my students because they get wear out of screen and flashy things. And I've noticed lately in our world of moving into the 22nd century now, that students don't need a lot of flashing things. They don't even
Yeah.
learn well from the flashing things. It kind of clogs up. I teach very young students, so it clogs up their cognitive, overload, right? And
Uh-huh.
so a simple app that like this or something that they're
Accessible.
practicing sounds and it looks like flashcards, but they're just matching is so
Yeah.
much more effective because then they can use their brain for thinking about what they're doing rather than, oh my gosh,
Where
there's
to
so
go?
much.
What to do? Yeah, yeah, that's not
So we
good.
as adults get overwhelmed,
Distracting
right?
things.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to avoid it.
So let me see.
Yeah, and so there is another comment from Fernando. We need to take into consideration that these are tools which can add to our syllabus as we are with stations. Yeah, that's when I first seen this, this gather.town, and before when we started these conversations about hybrid way of learning, why, why have why has no one mentioned this tool? It's like breakout. Do you need breakout rooms? You need this rotation station? Come on, use this one.
Right.
It's for
Yeah.
free,
You don't need breakout rooms. It's embedded, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
So I just want to find this comments about how amazing you are, guys, and I think this is from Olga. Yay, this is for you. So thanks for inviting such cool speakers. These tips were super practical. This is my favorite type of delivering information presentations. What you've
And
done, this is like a gift. Yeah, Stormy, go ahead.
so Anna, I would like to invite, like our community is so connected, right? We've been connected since Skype in the classroom, right? I would
Yeah.
like to invite us as part of our projects to just create a space like this and then meet there. Like we don't
Uh,
need Zoom, we don't need Teams because let's just create a space and meet there. And then have
yes.
our what's more important, as we've always said, is that our students are connecting hearts and minds, right? We
So
need to get out of
beautiful.
their
You're so
way and let
inspiring.
them, they need to change the world because my generation, I'm older than both of you probably. My
Come. Oh,
generation didn't do it. We didn't save the
who
world.
cares
So we need to
about this?
get out of the way and let our students do it. And what better way than in a virtual environment that we can keep the bad guys away,
Yes,
you know,
privacy, like safety, this is super essential, especially when
absolutely.
we invite students ourselves. We don't want to be disappointed of this, on chat here on YouTube. I like Twitch this more because it's more private thing. On YouTube, you can get this stupid comments in the live chat, so
Right.
which is not good. But okay, we can block it. So the things that you've showcased, I love the privacy settings. Please do share in the comments here or on socials again. Please don't forget to tag us and use the Teachers Love Edu hashtag. What you love the most, your highlights. I've got so many insights actually, and wows and hows and everything highlights. So I'm going to post a lot, I think. But anyway, if you haven't made it to the end of this live session, it's going to be as a recorded version again. Please watch it and keep sharing. Don't forget to give a shout out to our amazing speakers. Athalo, Stormy, you're brilliant. I like you made my day and my learning happen. And actually, for many of us, you did it. You're remarkable, guys. Just thanks a
Thank you
lot.
very much. I think everybody
Thank
can
you
pay
for
me
having us, Anna. Say thank you,
coming
guys.
to my stores when I invite them.
Your students are super passionate. Oh, so patient,
Yeah.
I mean.
Yes, they're excited. We're doing the gingerbread STEM global community, and we're building our community in gingerbreads. Well, today they're going to build their community in Gather. I don't even know if they
Fantastic.
want to build gingerbread houses. They're building. Thank you for teaching them, Othello. They learn so much from you.
We're
They
keep
don't learn from their
connected
own teacher. They learn
anyway.
from others.
Yeah.
You want to say bye?
Connecting hearts, minds, and technology. Technology is not oh my god, you're so pretty. Hi.
Okay,
You're
guys.
amazing,
One,
guys.
two, three, go.
Yeah, please,
Okay, no
please
mas, no
wait,
mas, no
wait.
mas.
Superheroes.
No mas.
Okay,
There was a
say bye real
question.
quick, everybody.
So, sending hearts.
Okay,
I think
back to
You're
work.
so
Sending
nice.
heart.
Thank you so much, Stormy. I know you have to go, guys. Thanks a lot. And this is from Manila. I just want to
Yes, you can
highlight
go
everyone.
back in the world.
Thank you
Hello,
so much.
Manuela.
Yeah, she's incredible. And please do watch the webinar that Manuela provided. She delivered on pollution. It was brilliant. I'm going to add it to the description box to YouTube. Manila, I want to have you for the second time, please. Yeah, and thank you so much. Lots of thank you, and please don't forget to share your highlights. Your give a shout out to our amazing guest speakers. Thank you so much to everyone who joined us. the resource collection link is in the live chat. It's going to be on whenever you start watching this again, this live. I'm super grateful to you both. You made it happen. It was brilliant. I have no more words to add except like wow, you see, I've lost the words. I just want to start creating things, you know. I miss you girls. We miss you too. Thanks everyone again. Stay safe and stay tuned because more upcoming webinars gonna happen soon. And you are incredible. And please stay for a selfie part. And bye everyone. We're finishing our live. Bye. See you in the next
My
videos.
pleasure.
Yay.
Hey, Kimani. Hello, Kimani. Wilson. I want to leave with you.
Okay, you guys have 10 minutes before recess.